Hello friends, I am Dr. Shailaja Parmar and I welcome you all at e-learning platform of Kadi Sharva Vishwavidyalaya. Today we are going to discuss the question number 6 from Valuation of Goodwill chapter from the subject Corporate Accounting 3. So let us go ahead. Which particular method we are going to discuss? The super profit method over here. Okay, before we could start with our sum, let me revise the steps which we have to follow for the calculation of goodwill. Step number 1, capital employed. Number 2, expected profit. Number 3, average profit. Number 4, super profit. And number 5, valuation of goodwill at the last. Okay. So step number 1 is capital employed. How will you calculate capital employed? Capital employed is equal to total assets minus total liabilities. So let us start with our total assets. So to calculate the total asset, we have to take into hand the asset side of our balance sheet, and we will go into a sequence which is been provided into your balance sheet. Now if you can check out with your balance sheet, the very first asset which is given to you is the goodwill of rupees 40,000. Now because we are calculating the goodwill which is specified into the balance sheet at the end of the year will not be considered over here. The next asset which has been provided to us is land and building rupees 5 lakhs. Now check out your additional information number 1. That is, market price of land and building is 20% more than the book value. Okay. So we have been provided the book value of rupees 5 lakhs, that we have written over here, land and building 5 lakhs rupees, and we have been provided is that it is 20% more than the book value. So 5 lakhs into 20%, you are getting 1 lakh. That is why 5 lakhs plus 1 lakh, how much you will be getting ultimately? Land and building rupees 6 lakhs over here. The next asset which has been provided to us is the plant and machinery, and in the additional information number 1, it has been told to you that the plant and machinery is 20% less than the book value. The value of the plant and machinery which is given in your balance sheet is rupees 5 lakhs. Now if you can check out on your liability side, the very last item, that is depreciation on the plant and machinery rupees 1 lakh. Now we have been provided that the value of the plant and machinery is less than 20% less than its book value. So that is why first we will calculate the book value. 5 lakhs minus the depreciation fund of rupees 1 lakh which has been provided to us. Now the book value which we have got is rupees 4 lakhs. Now from this 4 lakhs I will deduct 20% over here, because what I have been told that the value which the plant and machinery at which the plant and machinery is to be taken care of is less than by 20%. That is why the 20% is 80,000. So 4 lakhs minus 80,000, how much value you are getting for plant and machinery? Rupees 3,20,000. Now the next asset which is there into your balance sheet is the 12% tax-free government securities face value of rupees 1 lakh. Now here the government securities which is specified in your balance sheet are the non-trading investment, and non-trading investment won't be forming the part of total assets for the calculation of capital employed. The next asset is stock. Stock of rupees 2 lakhs you have been provided with. Now check out your information number 2. It has been told to us that the stock market price of 20% of stock is 20% more than the book value. So that is why the stock of rupees 2 lakhs I will be dividing into two parts, that is 20% and 80%. I have been told that out of the total stock of rupees 2 lakhs, 20% of the stock, that is 40,000 rupees. The stock of rupees 40,000 is more than 20% more than that of its value. That is why 40,000 into 20%, I'll get 80,000. So what is the value of this 20% stock? We have to take into consideration over here 48,000, and the rest 80% we have not been provided anything. That is why 1,60,000 we will take as it is. Then so 1,68,000 60,000 plus 48,000, you will get the ultimate stock of rupees 2,80,000 over here. The next asset is debtors. Debtors we have been provided with 1,50,000, and as such there is no extra information, additional information we will take at the balance sheet value itself. The second last item which is there in your asset side is cash and bank, rupees 1,20,000, 22,000. Now the last thing which has been provided to us is preliminary expenses of rupees 28,000. Preliminary expenses being the fictitious asset won't be forming the part of the total asset for the calculation of capital employed. So now here we have considered all the assets which are there on our asset side. That is why now we will take the total of land and building, plant and machinery, stock, debtors and cash. If you can get the total of all these, you will get the total of rupees 14 lakhs, which we will name it as A, that is our total assets. Okay, now the next thing which is required to calculate the capital employed is the total liabilities. So let us start with total liabilities. Now for the calculation of total liabilities, we will take into hand the liability side of our balance sheet, and we will start from the bottom. So the last thing which has been given on the liability side is the depreciation fund on plant and machinery, which we have already considered. The next is employees profit sharing fund. It is one of the liability of the company, that is why we will write 50,000 over here. Next we have been provided is the current liabilities of rupees 1,50,000 and 10% debentures of rupees 3 lakhs. That's all with all the liabilities which are been given to us. If you can get the total of these three, you will get the total rupees 5 lakhs, and for which we will name it as B. Now we have the total assets and the total liability. So A minus B, you will get rupees 9 lakhs. That is your net asset. Now if you can check out your liability side of your balance sheet, you will find that 10% preference share capital of rupees 5 lakhs are been given to you, and it is as good as the external liability itself. Before we could proceed for the calculation of goodwill, it is obligatory on the part of the company to make the payments to the preference share holders. That is why even if it is not been provided that any information related to this, we will deduct the preference share capital of rupees 5 lakhs over here from our net asset. So that is why now we will have rupees 4 lakhs ultimately as our capital employed. Okay, now let us start with our second step. Okay, so first step was the capital employed. Second step is expected profit. The formula is expected profit is equal to capital employed into expected rate of return. Okay, so capital employed we have already calculated at our step number 1. Now the expected rate of return, you just check out your additional information 3. I am reading it for you all. The risk-free rate of return is 10%, and the rate of risk involved in the business is estimated at 5%. So this is how the in a very different form the information related the expected rate of return is been provided to you. That is risk-free and the risk which has been involved into the business. If you can add both, that is risk-free rate of return and the business risk, that is of 5%. 10 plus 5, you will get expected rate of return, that is of 15%. So 4 lakhs as a capital employed, which you have calculated at our step number 1, and expected rate of return 15%. If you can solve this equation, you will get the expected profit of rupees 60,000. After completing your step 2, you will proceed for step number 3, and that is what? The calculation of average profit. We have been provided with the additional information number 4, that profit after tax at 50% for the last 3 years are rupees 1 lakh, rupees 3 lakhs and 2 lakhs respectively. So we have to calculate the average profit. What is the formula? The formula is total profit divided by the number of years. So whatever the figures we have been provided with, for last 3 years we will note down over here. First year it is 1 lakh, then 3 lakhs, and then 2 lakhs, and the number of years are 3. That is why if we can solve this particular equation, we will get the average profit of rupees 2 lakhs, and that is how we have completed with our step number 3. No, not step number 3 yet completed. We have just calculated our average profit. Now, even if no information has been provided in the sum, we have to keep in mind the 3 things before we could finalize our average profit. Yeah, you must be remembering that. Number 1 is interest on non-trading investment. Number 2, that is provision for taxation, and number 3, that is preference dividend. Now for the first time, we have been provided the profit after tax, and this is the thing which you have to keep in mind constantly for the further calculation. Now at step number 3, we have calculated rupees 2 lakhs as our average profit. Okay, so I will write average profit of rupees 2 lakhs. Okay, now the very first thing, that is our implied adjustment, we have to deduct the interest on non-trading investments over here. Now where are the non-trading investment given to us? Those are there on the asset side of our balance sheet. So if you can check out, it is 12% tax-free government securities, face value of rupees 1 lakh. So 1 lakh into 12%, if I can calculate, I will get the interest of rupees 12,000. Further, we have been provided that the profits which are been given to us are after tax, that is at the rate of 50%. It means what? The interest which we have considered over here again we have to take into consideration the interest that is only after tax, and that is why 12,000 into 50% tax rate, if I can calculate and deduct the interest on non-trading investment which I have to deduct from my average profit, is rupees 6,000. The next is 2 lakhs, that is my average profit, minus interest on non-trading investment 6,000. I will get the profit of rupees 1,94,000. So the second step here, that is provision for taxation, we are not supposed to perform with. Why? Because the profits which are been provided to us are already after tax. Okay, the next obligation which we have to go for or attend is the payment of preference dividend. Now if you can check out your liability side, you have been provided with the 10% preference capital of rupees 5 lakhs. It means the preference dividend of the preference dividend at the rate of 10%. The capital is rupees 5 lakhs, 10%, that is why preference dividend I will get rupees 50,000. So how many obligations here? Average profit minus interest on non-trading investment we have considered, but we have not considered over here the provision for taxation, because the profits which are being provided to us are after tax only. The next obligation which we have to obey is the preference dividend, and preference dividend we have calculated rupees 50,000. So now here we are getting the average profit which we have to consider for the valuation of goodwill is rupees 1,44,000. Now we are starting with step number 4, that is calculation of the super profit. Super profit is equal to average profit minus expected profit. Okay, now at step number 3 we have calculated average profit, and at step number 2 we have calculated our expected profit. So average profit rupees 1,44,000 after taking into consideration all the implied adjustments, and the expected profit of rupees 60,000 which we have found out at step number 2. that is rupees 60,000. So 1,44,000 minus 60, how much you are getting? You are getting rupees 1,44,000, and which is our super profit. Now let us start with our last and the final step of the valuation of goodwill is the valuation of goodwill. How will you calculate? Goodwill is equal to super profit into number of years of purchase. Now check out your last paragraph. Calculate the goodwill at the 3 times of super profit of the company you have been provided with the information. So that is why the super profit we have calculated at our step number 4, rupees 84,000, and we have been told that you have to calculate the goodwill at 3 times of your super profit. That is why I will multiply it by 3. So this is how I will get the goodwill of rupees 2,52,000 over here. Thank you.